Okay, folks, I want you to see something here. Anybody want to see my uncombed hair? Yeah, as I will tell you why it's uncombed this morning. The thought of Tom Brady carrying the Lombardi trophy again. Ah! That's what happens when you put your finger in a light socket, as that's what I want to do, rather than see him carrying around that and say, hey, I'm going to Disney World. But guess what? It happened. Of course, you gotta I can't say the word. But let's just say you gotta have congratulations to the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. Nice game plan that they had against Kansas City. As let's just say they had Mahomes running for his life. But I digress. The thought of him carrying the Lombardi trophy again, the thought of his butt ugly face on there, and of course the traitor, Rob Gronkowski, saying, hey, I'm going to Disney World. Yeah, Buffalo, New York native, playing with the enemy. Oh boy, there's a lot of me and a lot of fans are probably wondering, when the hell is this knothead gonna retire? He just says, hey, I want to play till I'm 45. Hey, I'm thinking of playing past 45. Yeah, you want to emulate George Blanda or Phil Necro. At least those guys had some class. But I digress. How much longer are we going to put up with this nonsense? How much longer are we going to watch him year after year do this? You'd think by now he would have said, hey, I'm satisfied. No, he wants to keep playing. At least Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees have had the common sense to call it a career. Of course, Ben Roethlisberger is still going to play, but hey, at least he's the kind of guy you can root for. And others are getting up there too. But look. Brady, enough's enough. This Bills fan has had enough of you. And I'm just wondering, even though Gisele Bundchen loves you, I'm wondering, is everybody in the world as butt ugly as you? Enough's enough. At least Patrick Mahomes plays with some class. He looked like a frightened deer the way the Buccaneers got after him. And of course, Kansas City's defense, when you give Brady all the time in the world, some plays he's back there making hot pockets, reading the New York Times, doing everything, and even calling his kids. He's back in the pocket. Hello? Yeah? Oh, I can't come right now, my dear. I gotta pass this ball. Click. And then he throws it in, Gronkowski. 2 touchdowns. But whatever. Again, it's like my hairdo this morning. How much longer are we going to put up with this? That's what I have to say. Till next time. Of course, Tampa Bay and Buffalo will play this year down in Tampa Bay. And you know what? Buffalo, I think, may be getting ready. But that's all I want to say about this. Now I'm going to go from talking about the Buccaneers to another thing that makes me go, the way Syracuse is. Their game against Louisville last week was postponed due to COVID. And then they take the court against Clemson. It's just a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing with Syracuse basketball. On their home court, they're Dr. Jekyll. But on the road, it seems as though they want to hide. Because, against Clemson, they lose by 17 points. Doesn't get any easier. They go down to Raleigh to play North Carolina State in a couple of days. And then they play Boston College. But, even those, you got to wonder. And even those, Syracuse is on the bubble. And I mean a bubble probably blown by a nice little girl who's using the thing, Syracuse right now is just a little. The only thing that kind of makes me feel good is, hey, Duke's not having the best year, neither is North Carolina, and definitely not John Calipari. I mean, Kentucky right now just crashed with a thud. And the thing is, this is just one unusual basketball year. They're all going to play the NCAA tournament in a bubble, but is Syracuse going to make the NCAA tournament? Who knows? And of course, I have to say, John Chaney, he was a great coach. We lost him. I respected John Chaney. He taught those kids in Philadelphia, hey, not only to play great basketball, but also use it to further their lives. So from me to the family of John Chaney, my condolences, and also, good job, John. But I'm going to go from Syracuse basketball to talking about a few local things. Number one, a major merger. Yes, Price Chopper and Tops have combined their forces to one company. It's going to be a mega grocery chain around New York State and a couple other states. Thing is, Tops is headquartered in Buffalo. Price Chopper is headquartered in Schenectady. Thing is, I think the closest Price Chopper is either in Oswego or Cortland. And Syracuse has a few stores too. They're not bad stores. I gotta kind of wonder, are they changing Tops to Price Chopper or whatever? Because apparently the company is going to be headquartered where Price Chopper is, Schenectady. But whatever. The thing is, this is going to be a pretty good player now in New York State for grocery shopping. Although I will say this, Tops, I like your gas points program, but I also wonder, what about Wegmans? What does Wegmans think about it? Of course, Danny goes his own way. The quality of the food he puts on his shelves is outstanding. Sometimes with Tops and I don't know. Price Chopper. I don't go to Price Chopper enough to think about their food. Of course, who wants to drive to Syracuse just for grocery shopping? Well, I don't know. But it's going to be a major player. That's what I say. But I also want to talk about the return of two big sports. Yes, high school, they finally have gotten the okay to go ahead, and it's going to be a busy month here for our local basketball teams. Minders, Waterloo, all the Finger Lakes teams going into a condensed season. I don't think there's going to be a Section 5 tournament, but it's great to see the kids out there on the court again, even if in some places they aren't going to allow fans, or they're going to allow a maximum of 2 fans per player. It's going to be an eerie feeling, but whatever. Minders, Waterloo, let's go, guys. My heart's behind you. And last but not least, I want to just say something about NASCAR. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting season for NASCAR. They made a few changes. They're putting more road courses in, and they're putting a unique thing with Bristol. Bristol, the high banks, is going to become a dirt track for one of the races. They're hearkening back to NASCAR's good old days, where NASCAR came from, because a lot of the races in NASCAR's early years were on dirt tracks, like Langhorne and Salem, Indiana, and others. I kind of wonder, that's a lot of dirt they're going to bring in onto those high banks, plus the road courses, the Circuit of the Americas, where Formula One races in the United States, Road America, one of the most beautiful road courses around, with the exception of Watkins Glen. Plus also going back to a place NASCAR hasn't run in about 40 years, Nashville. Of course, when they last ran in Nashville, it was on the half-mile track there at the fairgrounds, and one of the last races was in honor of a great country music singer who was also a great NASCAR fan who also raced. Good old Marty Robbins. But hey, it was in NASCAR, not in the West Texas town of El Paso, where he fell in love with a Mexican girl and died trying to get back to her, if you remember the song. But I digress. Of course, one last little thing I'll say. Yeah, it's a condensed schedule for the high schools, but not for milk. That's all I'm going to say this week. And just like I said, look at my hair. That's what it's going to be from talking about Tom Brady.